You can rock these shorts to an event, make it in a two-piece or a comfortable loungewear you can wear at home. What I love about this short is that it's so versatile, and I made sure to make it beginner friendly 100%. Let me take you through the process of how I made it. If you found yourself in a situation like this, which thread would you use? For me, na black I use. I'm not fit stress myself. This is the material I'm going to be using for this tutorial. It's a really pretty fabric. I got it from my mom anyways. You may find this strange, but I like to line in my trousers. It gives it this thickness I like. This is a kind of elastic band I'll be making use of. I like the stretch and the weight, although you can use other types. This one is about 1.5 and the other one is almost 2 inch. I just wanted to keep it simple. Get yourself ready for a math class. Now, this is how I get my front weight in order not to have excess fabric or be wasting fabrics at the end of the day. We begin with the hip round circumference. Let me quickly correct that. My bad. For this mat, I'm going to be using my measurement, so feel free to tailor them to your own measurement. My hip is 35. I'm going to be adding 5 inches for ease. That is going to give me 40. Now I'm going to divide the hip, that's 40 by 4, and that's going to give me 10. Simple math, right? Now keep that measurement in mind. Let's go forward to the crotch extension. Your crotch extension is your hip round circumference, which is 40. That is after adding my hip and my ease together, it gave me 40. Now divide that 40 by 16. That is 2.5. Also keep that measurement in mind. Let's go further to our sewing allowance. I am adding 1 inch on both sides. Let's take this for example. So 1 inch on that side and 1 inch on the other crotch side. So altogether is going to give me 2 inch. Now we have derived these 3 measurements. We are going to add them together. 10 plus 2.5 plus 2 is going to give you 14.5. So you are going to use, I am going to use 14.5 to cut the width of my trousers. Do you understand everything we just did? Well, I hope you did. Now let's go over to deriving the length of my trouser. The length I want to use is 15 inches as the length, the full length. That 15 inches, you are going to add extra 2 inches to it for the folding of the hemline. I'm also going to add ½ inch allowance at the top that I'm going to use to join to the band. Adding these numbers together will give me a total of 17.5. For the band, remember it's going to be sewn separately. I'm not going to cut it with the trousers. So remember the width of my band is 1.5. I'm going to subtract that 1.5 from the 17.5 I have, and that is going to give me 16 years. All this calculation is leading to me cutting my fabric on fold 14.5 inches, and the length is going to be 16 inches. Let's go cut that out on our fabric. Just to be safe and to avoid stories that touch, make sure you add extra allowance to what you derived. For me, I added close to 1 inch allowance. On my waistline, I'm going to go down by ½ inch. That is the allowance I'm going to use to sew it to the band. When you're about to take your vertical measurement, don't just place your tape on the waistline. Remember, we are going to be attaching a band of 1.5 inch, so you are to give room for that. I'll mark my hip length, which is 10, and my crotch length, which is 12 inches, but I'm using 12 because I want it to be free. Normally my crotch sits between 11 and 11.5. I'll mark my full length, which is 15 inches. The other part, that's the part below, that's my folding allowance. Now I'm going to impute my 1 inch allowance to the sides. Impute your hip measurements divided by 4 on your waistline and on your crotch line. Remember to place your tape on the marked line, on that line, and don't take your tape inside. Leave your tape on the marked line. On my crotch line, I'm going to go out by 2.5 inch, that's my crotch extension. Then I'm going to curve it into my hip line. When I measured what I have on my crotch extension, I had about 12.5 inch. I'm going to place it at the bottom as well and connect them with a ruler. Now I'm going to add 1 inch allowance to the sides, as I've explained previously. Now for my waistline, I'm supposed to leave it like this because most people do leave it like that. But I want mine to have a curve, so I'm going to go in on the sides by 1 inch. I'll connect with a curve to meet my hip line. I'm going to add 1 inch allowance to that, and I'll connect also to meet my hip line like this. That's it for the front. Now go ahead and cut your fabric. For my side pockets, I'm going to place my tape on my waistline. I'll go down by 1 inch. I'll place my tape on that 1 inch and go down by 6 inch, which is going to be my pocket opening. I'll snip those points open a little bit like this. So I'm going to cut the lining piece for the front part, and afterwards we'll go cut the back. To cut the back width is going to be 14.5 plus the back crotch extension. My back crotch extension is 2 inches plus 1 inch to the side, and that is going to give me 3 inches. We are going to see what this 1 inch is going to do. So 14.5 plus 3 is going to give you 17.5. Now I'm just going to approximate that to 18 inches. I have a total of 18 inches for my back width. I'm going to roll a starting line on the top. That's going to be my waistline. I'll take the front part, I'll place it on that line like this and align them very well. Ensure to give your 1 inch allowance at the sides and your crotch extension allowance on the crotch side. On the crotch line, you are going to go in by 2 inches for your back crotch extension. On the back center front waistline, you are going to indicate it on the back piece, and you are going to go in from that point by 1 inch. Now you are going to connect a curve from your back crotch extension to that 1 inch you went in by. The 1 inch you went in by on the center back, we are going to go out by the same 1 inch on the side back. This is because when we took out 1 inch from the back, we have to replace back the 1 inch, so the front waistline and the back waistline will align. Still working on the side back, we are going to add half of an inch to your hip line and your crotch line. Connect that to your waistline. Now you are going to maintain that half of an inch towards the hem line. On the other part of your front piece that is towards the crotch side, you are going to go out on the thighs by 1 inch. You are going to connect to the crotch area you have in front. So basically we are done with the back now. Don't forget to also mark your pockets on the back as well. I'm going to go cut lining for the back as well. This is how you cut and sew your inseam pockets the right way. If you're still doing this, stop now. Roll out a starting line. Measure the length of your pockets. Also measure your desired width. Measure the length of the pocket opening. Connect those points with a curve. At the bottom, draw out a 1.5 inch diagonal line. Connect those points with your free hand or a curve. Measure 3 inches inwards at the bottom. Also connect with your free hand or with a curve. On your pocket opening, you go in by half of an inch. Go ahead and connect the points like this. Add about half an inch allowance to the sides of the pocket for your sewing allowance. And just like that, you have an inseam pocket pattern you can use over and over again. Tell me thank you in the comment section. If you found this helpful, come on, I deserve a like and you know it. Subscribe to my channel for more updates and to get notified when I drop the sewing part of this tutorial. Everything I need to make this baggy shirt is ready. I have my fabric already lining. Here are my inseam pockets. This is my band and this is my elastic band as well. Now we have all our materials complete, let's sew the pockets first. I'm going to mark where my side pockets are supposed to be. Remember the half inch for joining the band at the top, I'll mark it, and from there I'll go down by 1 inch. And after marking that, I'll also place my tape right there, go down by 6 inch, which is my pocket opening. I'll mark it there. I will align the sides of the front and the back together. I'll make a snip so that it's going to appear on both sides for accuracy's sake. When sewing the sides, leave the pocket opening open, don't sew it, and sew all the way to the end. So I tried a new method of sewing inseam pockets and it came out so well. This is what I'm going to be using. I said let me try it first before I teach you guys. So let's go. After stitching the sides, this is what you're going to have. You are going to have the opening on your pocket. So this is how you are going to go about this. To make it easy, you are going to open it up like this. Take one part of the inseam pocket. Take note of the position I am putting it. Make sure you fold the edge of the inseam pocket. Place the first end ½ inch before the pocket opening and the second end ½ inch after the pocket opening. After you've done that, I'm going to go ahead and pin it down. After you're done pinning it, you are going to turn it like this with the side allowance like this. You're going to take it to the sewing machine and sew very close to the edge. So right now I'm done stitching it down and this is how it is. Let me open it to the right side for you to see. See how beautiful and neat it is. This is like the simplest and the best method for sewing your inseam pockets. The way we'll be sewing the front parts pockets is going to be a little bit different, so pay attention. Take the second piece of your pocket, align them in a way that is going to be in a love shape, and you're going to place it right side facing each other on the other pocket. After you've aligned them properly, just go ahead and pin it down. Now after pinning it down, take it to the sewing machine and sew very close to the pocket hole all the way to the end. Be rest assured you are not going to sew on the other pockets, okay? So let's go now. We are done now. When you open it up, you are going to have a love shape to know that you are doing it right. Now it's time for us to cover our pocket. Now I will take this to the sewing machine and sew with ½ inch around my pocket. I am done with my inseam pockets and this looks so neat and so clean. Go ahead and try this out and I promise you, you are going to love it. Except maybe you have another better method. I'm going to spread the two pieces of my pants I now have on the table, right side facing each other. I'm going to sew with the 1 inch allowance along the crotch curve on both sides. I'm done with stitching the sides with 1 inch. Before I join the legs at the crotch area, I am going to fold the bottom of my shorts. The full length of my shorts is 15 inches. When measuring your full length, remember to include your 1.5 inch band length. To get the accurate length to fold, this is what I do. I measure what I have left after marking the 15 inches. I'll mark that same measurement on the other side. Doing this will make my shorts have equal folds at the bottom. Now watch closely how I'm going to pinch the unfolded part to the folded part. I'll do the same thing to the other side. Turn it over on my table and then I'll go ahead to pin. This is my own method of getting my trouser length equal. After that, you are going to bring your legs together at the crotch area to join. But before you join, you are going to sew your folds down and afterwards you sew your crotch area. Okay, let's quickly work on the band so we can get this over with. You are going to measure your round waist measurement, which in my case was 38. Keep that aside and let's go cut the band. The full weight of your band should be your waist round circumference measurement plus 1 inch, which in my case was 38 inches plus 1 inch, which is 39. And the length of my band is 4 inches, which is going to be 2 inches on fold. My band width is 1.5 inches. The length is your original waist measurement minus 2 to 3 inches depending on how tight you want the waist to be. So my original waist is 26 and I subtracted just 2 inches from it because I don't want it to inconvenience me in any way at the waistline. The length of my elastic band is 1.5. So when I want to sew the band, I'm going to sew it 1.75 so that when I put the elastic band through it, there's going to be space for it to move easily. I've sewn the bottom of my waistband. Now it's time for me to put the elastic band into my waistband. I'm going to be making use of a safety pin. Secure the elastic on both ends with pins. According to our reference image here, you can see that the waistband has about 2 lines crossing it. So that's what we are going to do now. First, secure both ends of your elastic band with your machine. When sewing on the elastic, you are going to drag as you sew, okay? So you are going to drag as you sew. Drag and sew. Make sure you join both ends together with 1/2 inch, just like this. So this is what we have. We are going to attach it to our trouser now. Also, when attaching to your trouser, you are going to drag and sew as well. Drag the elastic and sew. The part where you join the waistband is going to align exactly at the center back line. So basically, you are starting from the center back. Ooh, did you see that? That pin went straight through my flesh. Well, it comes with a job description. It comes with a job description. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you find this tutorial helpful? Come on, smash that subscribe button, like the video because your girl ate. So this was the trouser. This is exactly 15 inches, but I was like, it's too short, so I just increased it a bit to be by 1 inch.